Has been on the air for over 25 years. That's extraordinary. One of the reasons for our success, of course, is we change with the times. Despite one man's brilliance, despite one man's creativity, one man's vision. Can't do it all by myself anymore, that's for sure. I can do it without you guys, though.
Tonight because we haven't been doing a very good job for you lately. Middle managers air their petty grievances. We've been suffocating our superstars, and all of that is going to change, and it starts tonight. Start.
The days of absentee management are over. As of now, the four of us will be taking back Monday Night Raw.
And that goes for SmackDown Live as well, because the four of us are personally responsible to ensuring that all of you have the best possible experience that there is.
We're going to empower our superstars and empower all of you.
Okay, that was approximately 1 year ago, December 17th, 2018. This is Wrestling in Color Podcast, December 29th, 2019, the last Sunday of the decade. Round of applause. From 2000 to 2020, we are going into a new decade. And I can say comfortably, the 19 years of watching WWE have been absolutely egregious. I tell you, when I was in labor with my baby in 2011, I was watching wrestling in my room. And every nurse and every doctor that came in there looked over and they said, "You watching wrestling?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they was just like, "Oh God." I said, "Well, you know, it's all right." I can't tell you what episode was on, but I know it was a Monday. It was a Raw. I've been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old, 1985. Probably 4. 4 or 5 years old. It has its ups and downs, its ebbs and flows. But I can honestly say these last 20 years have been terrible. They've been so terrible, and comical is ridiculous. The last 10 years have been egregious. Now, wrestling has never been that popular, but I think its peak was in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I think it peaked. Now we're in, the age of the internet. You don't have to sit for 3 hours. You could go on the internet, watch the show in under 15 minutes, get what you need to get. NXT has arrived. That's been around for about, 8, 9 years. You could get some good. Let me tell you something. If NXT was not a WWE brand, I would not watch WWE, period. The only reason why I watch NXT is because that is the type of wrestling that I want to see. And that's what WWE was given at a point. At a point, you was getting some kind of wrestling. Now it's just complete, illogical, ununderstandable, tiresome. It's a job to watch. You confused and stupid. I went to my first WWE live September of 2018. So it's been a year. And that's when Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose had a storyline with Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Braun Strowman. They threw Seth into that. They threw him into the police car, and he cut up his arm. I was there when Shawn Michaels came out and him and The Undertaker was going back for that big match, and I got to see The Undertaker walk for 15 minutes. I was there, and we had a good time because it was live. It's a different energy. The show was decent. I can tell you the main event was Zack Ryder versus Mojo Rawley. No, it wasn't. Zack Ryder versus M. Gorgeous, Brazango, whatever his name is, I forgot. I can tell you that. Saw Ember Moon, saw Sasha Banks, and then we had a good time. And my boy, and I'm gonna tell you what's funny. My son Loved him some Bobby Lashley because he was big, he was black, he's a man, he got muscles. My son was like, I want to be muscular like him. I got him a Bobby Lashley t-shirt. If y'all follow me, y'all can see it. Because I have me a Roman Reigns t-shirt. I got him a Bobby Lashley t-shirt. He is the only child in the entire arena with a Bobby Lashley t-shirt. And Bobby Lashley got through doing a segment with, I believe it was him sitting in the middle of the ring with Jinder Mahal, and he got attacked by Kevin Owens. After that segment went on, Bobby Lashley was walking. Me and my son we had some really good seats. We were like sitting right by the entrance and exit for the superstars. And me and my son was screaming like, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. And everybody saw, I had my boy on my shoulders. Like, and mind you, he's 7 years old. Now, mama's trying to I got him on my shoulder. I'm like, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. And Bobby Lashley looked over, saw my boy, and gave him one of them, hey, and the points, and he waved. And my son, when I tell you, his cheeks exploded. Everybody around him was like, oh, you saw Bobby Lashley? He was like, yeah. Fast forward. Look what the fuck y'all got Bobby Lashley doing. Fast forward, my child don't even want to sit and watch wrestling with me no more because it's stupid. That's what he said. And I'm just like, oh, God. What a year. What a year. So this is a quick roundup of some topics that we could discuss. I can't remember all of the 19 years of WWE, but I know there was some breakout stars. I know NXT. NXT in itself is one of the breakout stars at the tail end of the years when they should have been breaking out long time. Sasha Banks, Bayley, all of them broke out. Seth Rollins, all of them went through NXT and they broke out. And since then, there have been no superstars to care about. These people stood up there and said, we also going to take over SmackDown. At this particular time, December 17, 2018, there was nothing wrong with SmackDown. SmackDown was actually a good show. Then they went and did this bullshit, and SmackDown is egregious. Then y'all got the Fox. You got the Fox contract, and SmackDown is even worse. 2019 saw us seeing hiring of Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman. Eric Bischoff ended up getting fired. He don't fucking know why. Paul Heyman's Raw is absolutely terrible. That just tells me that these were some hot bodies to take the bullets, so Vince McMahon wouldn't have to take them. The stuff you heard Vince McMahon say, when you look at this clip now and see him saying it, he was dead ass serious. I could do this without you all. If you all would shut the fuck up and let me do what I want to do. I think WWE essentially is an institution like Saturday Night Live. It's an institution. It don't get no good ratings. Don't nobody watch the shit barely. But we keep it on because it's an institution. It's a show that can fill time because we need to fill these 3 hours. We need to fill these 2 hours. I don't know what the fuck Fox thought they were doing. And I get the feeling that all the other sports that feel like they are reputable, football, baseball, basketball, don't want to have anything to do with WWE. And that was shown during the WWE draft, which was one of the worst drafts in 20 years. And it meant nothing. We got to see 20 years of repeat matches, no creativity, we got a women's evolution. Thanks to Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch of NXT. NXT women got the women's evolution going. And it's been stalled and stopped and fucked up ever since. We got a women's evolution pay-per-view and we won't get another one. The reason why we got the pay-per-view is because Saudi Arabia has a 10-year deal and women aren't allowed to do shit in Saudi Arabia, so WWE threw a bone. And Stephanie McMahon, we're gonna have a woman! She just kept saying, hallelujah! It was a decent pay-per-view. It was decent. 2019 saw Ronda Rousey bring more eyes to the women's division. Unfortunately, she literally choked the fuck out of it. And she choked it to the point all we saw was Charlotte and Becky and Ronda on Monday Night Raw. Charlotte, Becky, Ronda. And if there was a match, you had people like fucking Naomi lose 2 times in one night to goddamn Alexa Bliss. We saw Alexa Bliss win Money in the Bank for absolutely no fucking reason. We saw the rise of Nia Jax and promote her fat body positivity and lose the belt to a 5-foot woman doing a flip off a goddamn turnbuckle. Okay? We saw Sasha Banks, We saw Sasha Banks have 4 title reigns that lasted all of 30 days combined. We saw Charlotte Flair pigeonhole and choke out the women's division to no fault of her own. 10-time women champion means absolutely nothing. Her championships meant more in NXT than they do in the WWE main roster. Okay? Right now, Bayley is the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's an after fucking thought. When Bayley won that title at NXT, that is when, and I hate to say it because Alexa Bliss even said it, that is when Bayley peaked. Whatever's going on with Bayley, it is not connecting. Okay? We got male superstars who are completely ignored. Drew McIntyre, Cedric Alexander, superstars like Aleister Black, superstars like, what's his name, Ricochet. Velveteen Dream is a breakout star, but he's been hurt. So he lost a lot of exposure this last year alone. And that really, really hurts because I think Velveteen Dream is the future. We saw Zack Ryder go from winning, being the WWE title holder to fucking him and Kurt Hawkins winning the championship at WrestleMania, only to be now jobbed the fuck to death. We saw Prince Pretty and Breezango Fandango go back to NXT and do their thing. Now, unfortunately, Fandango done hurt his shoulder again. What else we got? We got one of the best storylines in NXT with Aleister Black, and who hurt Aleister Black? That's where you saw Nikki Cross give you the best. We saw the destruction of Sanity. We saw the destruction of Ascension. We are now witnessing the destruction of the War Raiders. We are now witnessing the spiral of Ricochet. Because I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. No one watches main event. And if you're on main event, you're going down. You're in purgatory. We watched the destruction of the Riot Squad. Now we're watching some nonsense with Liv Morgan turning into Charlotte 2.0. Well, you could have put Liv Morgan in the fucking Firefly Funhouse. Speaking of which, we watched one of the only breakout superstars in Bray Wyatt with The Fiend. And Bray Wyatt with, I guess y'all calling him, Mr. Rogers, Bray Wyatt with the Funhouse. That is the most compelling thing on WWE TV right now in the last 20 years. Disputed. We watched The New Day win 75 championships. We watched Kofi Kingston, African born, because it's what they say, Kofi Kingston become the first black champion. In how long of Raw? 25 years, 50 years of the company. Booker T is the WCW champion. The Rock is biracial. Need I say more? Thank you. What else we got, Stone? We got to watch old superstars come back repeatedly to give ratings pops, a la Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's always good to see Stone Cold, but not just because y'all need ratings. We saw Trish Stratus come back. We saw Lita come back. How come y'all never bring back Jacqueline or any of the black women superstars to come back and do a match with Naomi or what's her name, Ember Moon, who's out for who knows, because she said her Achilles tendon completely removed itself from the bone. We watch one of the best tag team champions in wrestling, the Usos, rise and fall to now we don't know where the Usos are, and hopefully they'll make an impact at the Royal Rumble. And because Naomi is married to one of the Usos, she is impacted by their bullshit. Naomi had her reign for a little bit, for about 2 months, and had one of the best designed titles ever. Put it right up there with the Smoking Skull, right up there with the old school belts. Yes, Naomi and her light lit up championship was fantastic. Okay? We got to see a redesign of the Intercontinental Championship. And to let you know a fun fact, Shinsuke Nakamura has not defended his Intercontinental Championship since October 18th. He's in some stupid ass storyline. You got the Raw Women's Champion who was put in a storyline with her boyfriend, Seth Rollins, because that's his boyfriend, because that's her boyfriend, making I'm the man jokes and acting like she fucking him in the ass. That was terrible to sit through. She hasn't defended her title. Now they lining her up to go against Asuka. And I'm telling you, we watch Asuka get railroaded a little bit too much for my motherfucking taste. Because you took the belt off Asuka for no reason in a terrible fashion, for only to get her to WWE WrestleMania to give the belts to Becky. No fucking reason that had to happen. We watched Becky Lynch rise since October of last year. She peaked. I think Becky peaked in the summertime. I don't know why this woman licks her lips like that. And I've been complaining about that for a while. When she licks her lips, I turn the station. Okay? We watch her have a good promo with Shayna Baszler getting ready for their match, which ended up being lackluster and terrible this past pay-per-view. Survivor was it Survivor Series? Yes. Only reason why Survivor Series was good because of NXT. We watch Adam Cole become the MVP at the tail end of 2019. We watch breakout star bask in his glory, Keith Lee. We got the Undisputed Era. It's on everyone's tongue. Okay. A missed opportunity. Undisputed going against the goddamn Shield. But y'all did Dean Ambrose so fucking terrible that man made a whole vignette breaking out with a dog running behind him only to go to another promotion we watched be birthed in 2019 called AEW, and he is thriving. Not to mention he is also over there at the New Japan thriving. We watched the return of Chris Jericho. He ain't go nowhere. Chris Jericho is literally what seems like whatever he touches explodes. This man got Bring the Bubbly. He's the AEW champion. He says 2 words, everyone loves it. You all keep talking about how he look. He said he likes his physique because he is still working in New Japan, and that's the physique that the Japanese like. So he doesn't have to work out all as hard because of what expected of WWE. He don't work for WWE. Okay? And we got now Wednesday Night Wars that are non-existent, that go between 700 and 800,000 viewers back and forth. I watch both, but you won't catch me sitting down nowhere for 3 hours watching Raw. And you won't see me sitting nowhere for 3 hours, 2 hours watching SmackDown. Speaking of which, why the fuck was Braun Strowman dancing on SmackDown? Why was he dancing on? But first of all, this is the problem that I'm having. Is he going to be a monster among the men, or he going to be a clown? Why is it always the black people got to get in the ring, dance and skittle and shuck and jive for y'all to fucking have fun? Kofi Kingston's fall from glory is epic. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You go from a WWE champion, lose the title in 6 seconds. That's the disrespect they give you. And now here you are paired up with Big E, who needs to have his own fucking title run, like he used to do. Okay? His own title run. Now y'all got Braun Strowman, who's supposed to be this big, scary dude running around the ring like a jackass, and then y'all got him in the ring dancing. Who's finna take him seriously? Braun Strowman will never hold a WWE title. Ever. And that sealed the deal. If he does, I'm gonna be shocked. Can someone explain to me why Drew McIntyre does not have that Raw Championship? He is the entire total package. I'm still trying to figure the shit out. And it's coming down to language. 2019, we've seen more international stars who don't speak English. And for some reason, the fucking audience is either retarded or y'all just got to have somebody talk English to you. Like you can't read body language. Apparently, over the weekend, there was a live show, and Andrade Cien Almas got the United States Championship, by the way. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all about that. We got Hall of Fame coming up. The road to WrestleMania starts during the Royal Rumble. And that's really it. There's really no highlights for, for 2020 for me. I was just there watching it. I was just there watching it. I'm just trying, and every time some dumb shit go on, I watch these matches, the same matches with the same 6 superstars. You got 8,500 people on your roster. Only thing I ask is, well, when the change gonna come? When the change gonna come?
Something new, something fresh. In the coming weeks and months, you will be seeing new faces, new superstars, new matchups. As of now, you are the authority.
I always said, and I'm gonna end it on this note, this was the most bizarre shit ever, because you got 4 people who run the entire damn company. The chairman of the board, his daughter, his son, and his son-in-law come out and say, we gonna take the show back from managers that they put in charge, and we gonna run the show. They ran the shit in the ground because that one man who's right there, Vince McMahon, they said that man don't drink, he don't do drugs, he gets up, he exercises while he watches his show. He ain't going nowhere. I think Vince McMahon is 70-something years old. He got at least another 20 years in the tank. 2020, let's see what WWE has in store. It's already starting off on the rocky foot with Lars Sullivan. Ha! This is Wrestling in Color Podcast. I'm Stephanie. If you enjoy what I got going on, please subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Stick with me. 2020, we about to do it. We about to do it. If you made it to the end of this video, hit me up. Let me see it in the comments. Pound road to 100. If you didn't, that's fine too. Appreciate each and every one of you. Stick with me. Talk to you later.